How cute is this little ghost? He's so easy to make. You only need to know how to single crochet and increase. There's just a little tiny bit of sewing at the end. The pattern's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'll just spend about 10 or 15 seconds explaining each round, and then you'll need to pause the video if you're following along. For round 1, we'll do 6 single crochets into a ring. You can either do this by making a magic ring, or chain 2 and work all 6 stitches into the second chain from your hook. For round 2, we'll increase in every stitch. This will leave you with 12 stitches at the end of this round. For round 3, we'll do 1 single crochet, then 1 increase all the way around. Round 4 will be 2 single crochets, then an increase all the way around. Then just single crochet the next 8 rounds. Rounds 5 through 12 are just single crochets, and this is what it looks like at the end of that. We'll now begin making some increases. In the next 6 rounds, we'll put 2 increases in each round. We're going to alternate, so one round will have increases front and back, and then the next round will have increases side and side. The pattern looks a little complicated. There's a lot written on the screen, but it's really just single crochet around with 2 increases, kind of alternating their placement. I'm not gonna read the whole pattern out for each of the next rounds, so just follow along with what's written on the screen for these. So that was our last round of increases. You can see your ghost should have a bit of a flare at the end. We'll move on to our last round now. This is round 19, and it's just going to be a single crochet around. We're finished crocheting our ghost now. We need to slip the next 2 stitches, then fasten off. This kind of helps disguise the last stitch, so you won't have too noticeable of a bump where you finish. You'll want to very loosely weave in this end before you continue. Now he's ready for eyes. I like these giant, they're like 12mm safety eyes. If you had any kind of oval eyes, that would be cool, but I don't, so we're using these. I put them between rows 4 and 5, about 2 or 3 stitches apart. So for the stuffing, he'll only get stuffed in the top half, and you'll want to keep it pretty loose. It's better to have a squishy ghost rather than too thick of a ghost. So the sewing is really easy as well. It's just going to be 4 stitches. We'll kind of crumple the edges in and make an X shape and sew to keep those in place. so that he looks like a ghost with a sheet on. We need a piece of yarn about 18 inches long. We'll cut that and thread into our needle. Then we're going to go exactly between the eyes and we'll count 6 rows up from the bottom. And we'll poke our needle in from the inside and come out in that stitch. We'll go over just 1 stitch and go back in. We can tie this loosely on the inside to secure it in place. Now we'll count over 6 stitches from where we made that. We'll poke the needle out from the inside, pull through, and reinsert 1 stitch over. And we're just going to pull this very loosely at this point. There's no need to tighten anything down until the end. So we'll count 6 more stitches over, poke in from the inside, go over 1 stitch, poke back in. Count another 6 stitches over, in from the inside, over 1, and back in. So this is what things look like on the inside of your ghost. So right now we have this very loose ring. We need to tighten it up. So we'll start at the first stitch we made, pull that gently, and pull all the way around. We need to make a couple knots to secure this in place. Now just cut that end and weave it in. If your ghost is being used as a decoration, you're finished. But if it's going to be used more as a toy for a kid to be playing with, you might want to consider putting in a couple more stitches to close these holes. So we'll kind of help shape your stuffing a little bit, squish it out, and then this is what your finished ghost looks like. He's even cuter if he's holding a little pumpkin or something. I made mine out of a pom-pom and a pipe cleaner and just hot glued it on, but you could use any sort of little pumpkin you have laying around at the house, or maybe you'll find one at the dollar store. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please be sure to subscribe.